On the news, World Bank report shows more than 1 million Nigerians affected by severe food crisis in 2024. Yayari Mohammed replaces Damagum as PDP acting national chairman. And Cameroon bans media from talking about President Biya's health. Many thanks for joining us on News Now. I'm Simisola Atiku. Nigeria is facing a worsening food security crisis, with over 1 million additional people experiencing severe food insecurity in 2024 compared to the previous year. That's according to a report by the World Bank. The recently released Food Security Update report highlights that countries like Nigeria, Ethiopia, and Yemen have seen a significant rise in the number of people facing acute food shortages. The report attributes Nigeria's growing crisis to a combination of climate-induced issues and socio-political instability in various regions. It further reveals that domestic food price inflation in Nigeria remains among the highest globally, with food prices increasing by 37.5% year-on-year as of August 2024. This price surge has strained household incomes, making it increasingly difficult for low-income families to afford basic food items. The bank called for urgent intervention to address the immediate food needs of affected populations. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Oil, Heineken Lokpobere, has lauded the progress of work on the floating production storage and offloading facility in Lagos, a joint venture between the NNPC Limited and Century Nigeria Limited in partnership with the West African Exploration and Production Company Limited and Energy Services Limited. Speaking during an inspection visit to the site, the minister expressed satisfaction with the strides made, emphasizing the facility's potential to boost Nigeria's crude oil production by an additional 40,000 barrels per day. Lokpobere commended the collaboration between the NNPCL, Century Group and other partners, identifying the project as a critical element in Nigeria's efforts to significantly increase crude production and meet global demand. As citizens express concern over the recent hike in the pump price of premium motor spirit, also called petrol, across Nigeria, experts have blamed the trend on foreign exchange crisis in the country. On Wednesday, October 9, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited increased the price of petrol across its retail outlets, leading to a subsequent increase in petrol prices in other outlets between 998 naira to 1,030 naira per litre. Speaking on the increase, the third in 1 year on the station's flagship program, DG360, an oil and gas expert, Olabode Showumi, says while the price of crude oil will always determine the price of petrol, there's a need to shift focus to other means of sourcing foreign exchange for the country.
As long as the price of crude oil does not come down, even if we decide to sell it at 200 naira per litre for finished product, the difference between what we are selling it and what the product is going for, somebody has to take it. So if government does not take it, if government takes it, that becomes subsidy, or somebody goes at a loss. So when we are expecting the price of a commodity to sell less than what is the official rate, it is either there's wishful thinking or we are expecting somebody to take that cost. Actually, on the contrary, what is better, and which is where the economists, and because that is not an energy discussion per se, is to allow people to focus on earning more foreign exchange than looking up to government for the solution to everything. Because this was the solution to Britain in the late 70s when they were going through similar policy changes, and China in the 60s and the 70s when they were going through it. So for us as Nigerians, rather than looking to government intervention for every single thing, there is the option for everything that we are doing to actually be sold abroad so that we can earn forex.
To party politics now, the crisis rocking the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) has taken a dramatic twist as the faction led by the National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologunagba has appointed Yayari Ahmed Mohammed to replace Umar Damagum as acting national chairman. In a statement on Friday, Ologunagba explained that the appointment took immediate effect in accordance with the provisions of the PDP constitution as amended in 2017. Ologunagba also urged all organs, leaders, critical stakeholders and members of the party to remain focused, particularly as the NWC began preparations for the party's National Executive Committee meeting scheduled for Thursday, October 24, 2024. As the crisis within the PDP assumes another dimension, members of the party have blamed the leadership for failure to earlier address the crisis, which has created multi-divisions at all levels. The crisis has now led to two factions carrying out separate suspensions. Since the conduct of the presidential primary of the last election, the PDP has been engulfed in an unending crisis. Lending his thoughts on this development, PDP chieftain Diran Odeyemi says the solution to the crisis in the PDP is political, where all organs and members must come to an agreement.
We already know that the party is divided longest time ago. The most unfortunate thing is to what extent have we been able to sit down as a political party to resolve all these crises before it snowballed into major crisis, which is now open to the world. Of course, it's an ugly situation, and it's a shame on the dramatic personnel that were involved in this action. Nobody should be exonerated. We not exonerate the chairman, neither we not exonerate Debo Ologunagba and the legal advisor. Because if you cannot manage yourselves, how do you want to convince Nigerians that you can manage their affairs? That's what it means. When Wike lost the election, fine. When he lost that position to become the VP, another problem. When he requested or made a demand that Ayu should step down for his Southern chairman, and they didn't listen to him, we went into that election divided, and we lost. After losing the election, what is expected for us to now sit down and say, yes, we have all found ourselves on the ground. How do we pick up? From where do we start again? Let us reconcile genuinely. Let us talk among ourselves. But nobody is doing that.
In other stories, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says his administration will continue to strengthen and develop bilateral relationships with other countries to improve the growth of the state's economy for the benefit of residents of the state. Sanwo-Olu gave this pledge when the Prime Minister of Grenada, Dixon Michel, paid him a courtesy visit in the company of the chairman of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, at the Lagos House Marina, saying that the state had a lot of opportunities that Grenada stands to benefit from. He added that Nigeria and Grenada had many potentials, urging that the two countries look towards advancement in the areas of culture and tourism, among others.
Alhaji, who is leading, the private sector in the country, have also taken you around, what we see as the biggest, refinery in the entire world. The audacity of even backing that, we can only but commend, continue to commend him. and so with that, we see an African partnership. We see a Nigerian growth partnership that we can lend to other parts, of the world. Is a man that we all respect and is very courageous, and we'll continue to, learn, from him. But on the political side, we are happy, to see how we can further deepen, ties and bilateral, movement, arts, culture, entertainment. These are things that pretty much are common, between our two regions, and let's look at how we can, develop that mineral resources, and just sort of like create an ecosystem, that our people can indeed.
We certainly think that there are significant opportunities for investment from both perspectives, from the perspective of businessmen and women in Lagos, seeing the Caribbean as a hub for further investment in the Caribbean, Central and Latin America. And as we know, there is a significant diaspora in the Caribbean, in North America, in South America, Central America. Sometimes South and Central America is forgotten, but the Caribbean sits between the two. So we also think that there are significant opportunities for there. Our culture, food, fashion, film industry. I think the music has already taken off and has become renowned, and citizens of the diaspora are always eager to hear, see, host, and be entertained by the enormous talent that has come out from Africa over the last decade with Afrobeats. We certainly think there are greater opportunities for collaboration between Afrobeat artists and Caribbean artists.
The recent flooding in Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State in northeast Nigeria, has left a trail of destruction. The flooding was blamed on the collapse of the Alo Dam in the state, which was built in the 1980s to provide water for irrigation and domestic use. Thousands of residents of the state have been displaced as a result of the flood, and recovery is going to be a slow, painstaking process. In this report, our correspondent Tamilore Akikwolie takes us to the heart of the crisis with a closer look at the disaster and its far-reaching consequences.
Maiduguri, the capital city of Borno State in northeastern Nigeria, sits along the seasonal Nagada River, whose waters vanish into Lake Chad. One of the river's major reservoirs is the Alo Dam, located in the Alu community of Kondugwa local government area. Built between 1984 and 1986, the dam was designed to control flooding and provide water for irrigation and domestic use for Maiduguri's growing population. However, in September 2024, disaster struck when the Alo Dam collapsed, causing unprecedented flooding across Borno State. The flood claimed lives and displaced more than 400,000 people, marking one of the most devastating events in the region's recent history. What remains now is a stark reminder of the infrastructure's failure to prevent the very disaster it was meant to control.
The issue of this overflooding is from Almighty Allah, because this year's rainy season exceeds the current capacity of our dams. For the last 40 years, we never witnessed such kind of rainfall. It's not a man-made disaster.
According to the Nigerian government, the dam was filled to capacity, leading to an overflow that triggered the flood. However, local residents, particularly those living near the dam, tell a different story.
It is the raining season now. Water has occupied everywhere. The government said we should do something about it before the water arrives. We use sacks to block it at the front. But now the water has come. The strength of the water is stronger than a human's strength. The government has sent representatives to check the site since the water has passed. They should come and block it.
Those who were badly hit by the flood are left to pick the pieces now that the water has receded. For business owners like Esther, who ran a small computable stationery shop in Maiduguri, the flood has been nothing but short of ruinous. Her business has been completely wiped off. She now has to start all over again.
Before we get here, even the people that can be able to open the shop, you don't have any option than to close it again, because the water, with the full force, it will be, the thing we even be much. So we just decided to leave our own clothes. We don't even know where to start from. Everything got damaged.
The story is the same for this businessman whose water producing factory was overtaken by the flood.
Now this is our factory, Al Mustafa Waters, here in Maiduguri. Almost all our machineries, generators, and some of our equipment, they are all down. So for over 4 or 5 days now, we are working to restore everything.
Beyond businesses, vast amount of farmlands have also been washed away. Farmers and market traders have seen their livelihoods shattered, leading to food shortages and skyrocketing prices.
This is a market that we usually get things, most especially vegetable and every kind of things that on affordable price. But due to the flood, the market has been affected. So many lives has been affected. Much as the things that we used to get on a usually normal basis like ingredients or vegetable are costly now. And the market has been totally been down by the flood.
We don't know where to farm now because the water has caused erosion and the soil is no longer good. Farming is the source of wealth. They should come and inspect the area. Over 200 farms have been affected. For that reason, we are begging the government to come and check this problem we are facing.
In the wake of the tragedy, the Nigerian government, local churches and non-governmental organizations have rallied to provide relief. Donations of food, clothing and essential supplies have been distributed to those displaced by the flood.
Here they asked us that we should come, that they are also giving some relief packages here, and that's why we are here. I want to also thank God for those that are giving relief packages to people, and our hearts also go to those that are still trapped one way or the other, and those that are in the IDP camps and that needs one thing or the other. We pray that God will definitely reach out to them.
The good news is that this is just the beginning. Another one is coming up, so we will appreciate it because there are some that have been omitted in the list. There's a hope.
Maiduguri now faces the long and difficult part to recovery. The people are coming together, united by their shared loss and the will to rebuild. Tamilore Akinkolye, TV 360, Lagos.
It's time for a short break. Coming up on News Now, FIFA faces complaints over health risks to footballers amid packed calendar. Stay with us. We'll return shortly. Welcome back. Let's take you through our major stories. Nigeria is facing a worsening food security crisis with over 1 million additional people experiencing severe food insecurity in 2024 compared to the previous year. That's according to a report by the World Bank. The report attributes Nigeria's growing crisis to a combination of climate-induced issues and socio-political instability in various regions. It further reveals that domestic food price inflation in Nigeria remains among the highest globally, with food prices increasing by 37.5% year-on-year as of August 2024. We also told you that the crisis rocking the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) has taken a dramatic twist as the faction led by the National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologunagba has appointed Yayari Ahmed Mohammed to replace Umar Damagam as acting national chairman. In a statement on Friday, Ologunagba explained that the appointment took immediate effect in accordance with the provisions of the PDP constitution as amended in 2017. In case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV and AVO TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. The management of Soft Alliance, a distinguished technology solutions provider, has expressed recommitment to drive digital transformation in Nigeria by deploying artificial intelligence, providing ease of doing business across government agencies, and delivering unparalleled value to citizens. Soft Alliance management said this at the company as the company celebrated its 20th anniversary, marking 2 decades of groundbreaking achievement and transformative contributions to the fintech industry. TV360's Sydney Okafor completes the report.
Established in 2004, Software Alliance has helped organizations achieve success through process efficiency, information and communication technology. The past 20 years have witnessed a consistent demonstration of expertise in the enterprise solutions, infrastructure and payment space. Reflecting on this milestone, the Managing Director of Software Alliance says the company's journey has been marked by numerous achievements.
Our contributions span multiple sectors, including finance, human resources, transportation, billings, payments, energy, and agribusiness, and also public administration. We take great pride in the milestones we have achieved. We have successfully executed complex projects. We have delivered bespoke solutions, custom solutions, and most importantly, we have built long-lasting relationship with clients who trust us to deliver value.
The high point of the event was the presentation of awards to organizations which have supported the company in the last 20 years, including the Lagos State government for being a long-standing partner.
Soft Alliance success is woven with visionary leadership. From the outset, the founding leader envisioned a company that will embrace the challenges of the tech industry and set new benchmarks for others to follow. This pioneering spirit laid the foundation for a culture of innovation and resilience that defines Soft Alliance to this day.
Clients of Software Alliance praised the giant stride achieved by the company in its efforts to transform the fintech industry.
We've been working with them in doing a lot of digital transformation. We come from a perspective of an OEM that has evolving innovative technologies, and we work with partners to be able to build a complete integrated system, because our strategy in the ecosystem is be integrated. So we work with our partners to build and integrate solutions to touch various customers' environment.
Soft Alliance has been able to help us. We've been able to streamline our operations. The cashier manages our inventory, and they had to even come down to our level because we have very small items that they didn't even have before. So they were able to tweak their application to fit into our operations.
As Software Alliance begins the next chapter of its success story, the management says the last 20 years are the testament to the company's ongoing dedication to innovation, excellence, and client satisfaction. Sydney Okafor, TV360, Lagos.
On the global scene, Cameroon has banned the media from discussing the health of 91-year-old President Paul Biya, who has not been seen in public since early September. The Interior Minister, Paul Atanganji, imposed the ban, saying in a letter dated October 9 that debate in the media on the president's health is strictly prohibited, and ordering that monitoring cells charged with tracking online content be set up. The letter, which was addressed to regional governors, said that discussions on the health of the non-Nigerian president were a matter of national security, warning that anyone violating the order would face the full force of the law. Biya was last seen in public at the China-Africa Summit in Beijing a month ago. Since then, he has not attended gatherings at which he had been expected. And on sport, the organizers of the much-anticipated 2024 Bankers Games have confirmed that 8 teams will compete for the title this year. The competition is slated to take place on October 26 at the University of Lagos Sports Complex. The 8 banks will compete in 8 different sports, including chess, virtual games, football, table tennis, volleyball, Scrabble, and athletics.
If you look around, you can see the way people are connecting, the gisting, friendship, and everybody says Nigeria is tough. Nigeria is tough, so it's a time for people to also relax. Nigeria Bankers Games is time to have fun, relax. So that's why you see over the past 22 years, the Bankers Games has always remained, and everybody's part of it. So we're excited, and we look forward to another fantastic one.
Bankers Games is all about fun. It's all about bonding between banks. It's all about meeting people, making friends, and basically keeping fit. Yeah.
This game started about 23 years ago. The essence was to foster a relationship between bankers. And as you all know, banking job is stressful. And so, Media Vision came up with this idea, just for not only to get bankers to relax, but also to network, and at the same time ensure that we have like a work-life balance.
Still on sports, the consortium of European football leagues and European footballers representative body FIFPro Europe will file a joint complaint about FIFA's international match calendar and its risks to players' health to the European Union's antitrust regulators on Monday. European leagues and FIFPro's grievance centers on the international match calendar, which they say has become unsustainable for national leagues and a health risk for players, arguing FIFA is abusing its market's power. European leagues and FIFPro Europe announced plans to file a complaint after the EU court ruled FIFA's transfer rules violate EU laws, following a challenge by former French player Lassana Diarra. FIFA, in turn, says the current calendar is unanimously approved by its council after a comprehensive consultation, which includes FIFPro and league bodies. That's it on News Now. Many thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.